Hello again, ladies and gentlemen, Saka here, and welcome back to another episode of Kerbal Space Program Making History. And when we last left off, we did Blue Moon, got 3,800 points and the silver. We're doing Munar 1 now, build a spacecraft and land on the moon, and I have a spacecraft ready to go, and I will show it to you in just one moment. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is my rocket, the Munar 1. Kind of looking like an Apollo, but not really. Our command module is up top, ready to go with the launch escape system. We also have our lander here in the center, making up the rocket, nice and strutted up. We also have extra batteries here for the launch and whatnot, powered by these two massive sections here. What we want to do is take two pilots. So we don't need a scientist on this mission. We're not getting any surface samples or anything. So having two pilots would be good. Jebediah for the lander and Valentina for the command module. We need to launch in a 100 by 100 orbit. And it's going to be equatorial in nature, so pretty easy launch for us. All right, ready to embark. You did build a lander. Launch Munar 1, get into a 33-kilometer Munar orbit, and let's go. So, throttle up, 3, 2, 1, liftoff. We have liftoff on the first manned Kerbal to the moon mission. Once we get and clear the tower, we'll pitch over to the 90 just a touch. The rocket will naturally start to arc that way. And what we can do is, first of all, get on the 90. This thing is wiggling just a touch. And once we're on that 90, we'll SAS and tell Jebediah to get on the prograde marker. And now the rocket will start following the 90 nice and smooth. It'll be a nice gentle arc, and we're using all of our thrust to move forward rather than to correct any direction. So making the most of our fuel. We're also almost out of the thickest part of the atmosphere and really hauling the mail. And I am not touching any controls. The rocket is naturally leaning over. Though once we get to the 45, we might have to just stabilize for a bit and let our altitude increase, but we are picking up a lot of lateral speed. And then once we get to that 45, I'll go ahead and put on stability assist rather than prograde follow, like so. And we might want to track just a little bit north, not too awful bad. The rocket is kind of shaking with that middle section, but not too awful bad. So we'll hold stability right there, see how we're doing. So a 37K, and we're pointing a little bit south. So indeed, we do need to see if we can pivot this rocket just a little bit north. We are starting to get some shock heating. And then once we throttle down and get on the 90, we should be fine. Something like that. All right, go prograde if you please, Jebediah. And we didn't go north quite enough. But once we get to 100K, we can sort of do our inclination change as well. All right, let's throttle up just a bit to the 100K. We'll add our maneuver. Get into our orbit here. See, 97, 92. Might be close enough. 101 by 99. Can we adjust our inclination a bit? I believe we can. 101 by 99 seems good enough. So we'll go ahead and follow the maneuver marker, and we'll turn on RCS to help the upper section of the rocket pivot in that direction, which it looks like everything is going smooth. We're arcing over to our maneuver node, and it's a 35-second burn, but it'll be a little bit more than that because we're going to lose this first stage with all those heavy lifting engines. So I'll probably go at T minus 20 seconds and let this second stage do some work. So here we go, right on the maneuver node. And there we go. So we'll go to T minus 20. 4, 3, 2, 1, skadoosh. Full power. And then once we stage this section and we start firing our second stage, we can pop this escape tower as well. I have that set to that action group there. Well, not the action group, but that stage number 6. And we can get most of the maneuver done with this heavy section, which is what we are looking for indeed. There goes cutoff. There goes the tower. And we'll just throttle on down once we get close. There's our orbit. And cut. 0.5 meter a second difference. Is that good enough for the Kerbals? It is indeed. Maneuver goes, or the orbit goes away. Set the moon as our target. 0.9, so almost a degree off. So we'll have a little bit of an inclination change to do once we get to the moon. All right, we'll adjust our timing a bit. And that looks nice, 276K. 331. We'll just give it a little bit more throttle, something like that, to get our periaps down. And we could finish off the rest with RCS. Just a little bit goes a long way. So that will be our maneuver. It will be a 32-second burn. So we'll go ahead and SAS, get on our maneuver node, do our cheeky time accelerate, and then go ahead and do our translunar injection. All right, we want to go at T minus 16 seconds here. And go, full power. We should see the moon start rising over the horizon here. And we should be okay. We'll just finish off this maneuver with RCS, the part that we don't get done. And since we're so far away and a little bit goes a long way, that should be fine. Only a couple hundred more meters a second to go. All right, let's throttle back down. And then there's the moon rising nice and high and cut. 1.6 meter a second overcook. All right, let's go prograde and see how we're doing. It looks like we're going to smash into the moon. So I'll use RCS and then reverse engines, reverse that RCS a bit until we can hit 33K on approach to the moon. So just using a squeeze of RCS, and not bad. And that will do us. So I will see you when we are at the moon. All right, moon acquired. As you can see, we're coming down at 32.9. Let's go ahead and get our retrograde burn done. And then we can also do, in the same burn, a inclination change. Because it looks like we're going to be a little bit wonky. So we'll go ahead and do that in the same maneuver. And that will put us at a 33.7 by 32.9. That looks good enough for me. So I'll go ahead, get ourselves orientated the way we need to go, and see you for our capture burn. All right, we want to go at T minus 4. Let's point on our maneuver node. A little bit of adjusting here. 2, 1, skadoosh. So there's the capture there. Let's throttle down just a bit, and 2.4, 1 meter a second, 0.1. That should be good enough for them. There we go. Come in. Everyone is totally psyched. We're transmitting the landing coordinates most favorable for your first attempt at landing. We'll be in touch. And we can see right there we have to be within 50,000 meters of that spot. What we want to do is basically go 90 degrees to the side and then adjust our inclination. We want to come down for sure. And then what we'll also do is add some retrograde so our orbit doesn't get too awful bad. All right, so how does that look now? Looks like we need to come down just a little bit more, and then we'll just add a little bit more retrograde, pull some of that out. Now, we don't have to maintain the 33-degree or the 33K orbit, so that should be fine there. What's that maneuver going to be? A 10-second burn in 10 minutes' time. All right, I'll orientate myself and get ready for our next maneuver. All right, we want to go at T-5. 3, 2, 1, goosh. So we'll see it flip twice. That will be us leaving, and then it will flip again, and that will be us coming back down and cut. 1.7.4. All right, so we should be set up now to approach the landing site, like so. In order to get ready for this, what I'll do is I'll warp to the light side of the moon so we can see what in the world we're doing here. We'll come over the top, and there we have sunrise. We have a little bit of fuel left in this stage, so if we used any fuel, now would be the time to transfer it, but we did not. What we did use is a little bit of monopropellant. So we'll pull some monoprop out of this and put it into here. That way we can fill up our monoprop completely. We'll need it to flip around because there is no reaction wheel or anything like that to get that thing spun. We'll go ahead and decouple from here. And now it's just our command module and our lunar lander. We'll transfer Jebediah into the lander can, and we will also transfer Bill into the lander can. And now we're ready to separate and pull away. So we will decouple the node. Valentina is now in command of the command module. We'll just use a little bit of RCS to back away from the command module. And unfortunately, this section here is sort of tied to us. So we're not going to be able to get rid of that little shroud, unfortunately. But what we will do is we will come around here at our maneuver, and then we will really start to come down. Something like that should be fine. So a 212 meter a second burn. Let's go ahead and turn our SAS on and get to our maneuver node. All right, RCS off. We'll give a blast of full throttle here once we activate our engine. Blast of full throttle, so a 40-second burn is what we are looking at. All right, so there goes Valentina. I'll see you in a minute, Valentina, hopefully. And we'll just warp to our next maneuver here. And then we want to go at T-minus 20 seconds. All right, so right before we get there, we'll RCS on. Actually, we might not need to do that. We'll just use a little bit of throttle to get this thing spun because we do have a gimbling engine. And then full power. Gear down. All right, we are on approach to make our lunar landing. We're bringing our orbit right down. Looking good. We look to be on plane as well, so we don't need to adjust our north or southbound direction. Still keeping on that maneuver node nice and tight. All right, we'll cut that. And then we will warp here. All right, and then we realize that we need to add a maneuver. Now we need to come right down and sort of adjust our inclination a touch. Something like that. So another 42-second burn, and we actually need to do it pretty much right now. So we'll give it a little bit of throttle to correct itself and then go full power. And we're going to be coming pretty much right over the top. And then once we get... Yeah, we need a lot of northbound momentum for sure. Something like that. All right, maneuver node and we'll cut. We'll give it a little bit of throttle to maintain stability. Now that is interesting indeed. Ah, I see. We're essentially halting our entire movement here. All right, and then retrograde should be fine. All right, so we're coming down, slowing down nice and easy. Coming down right over the top of our landing area. We might need a little bit more northbound. All right, now retrograde. All right, so it looks like we're coming down towards this crater. Now we're in surface mode. What I'll do is I will arrest our forward momentum. Push that velocity vector right to the top of the nav ball. Nearly got it. Let's continue to push it right to the top of the nav ball. There we go. And now we're coming straight down. All right, still scrubbing speed. It looks like our shadow will be in this direction here. All right, let's really cut back on the throttle here. We're starting to get some ground scatter. And there's our shadow on the horizon. All right, 50 meters per second, 40 meters per second, 30 meters per second. All right, let's be easy on the gas here. 12 meters a second, 10 meters a second. Still slowing down. All right, let's throttle down even more. 6.5 meters per second. All right, a little bit of throttle, and when our legs start to touch down, and cut. All right, SAS off. Throttle is cut. Have we landed? I don't believe we actually have. Come on, game. Settle down. Let's put the ladder down. This thing looks a little bit top-heavy, if I have to say so myself, and I do. Can we stability... RCS, push ourselves down? Nope, that's actually making it bounce a whole lot worse. Come on and settle. There we go. Finally. Well done, Munar 1. Yeah, just stability control. Maintain that if you please. You're clear to go on an EVA. Well, that's all well and good. Let's go ahead and do it. All right, Jebediah, come on. Hop on out before this thing gets going too awful bad. Just let go, man. Let go. Oh no! Jebediah! Jebediah, get out of there! Okay. Well, that didn't exactly go to plan. Now the spacecraft is stable. Oh man, that was nuts. It just kept bouncing and bouncing and bouncing. Alright. Bouncy castle. Landed. Alright, so now we need to get back into the craft. We need to get back to Kerbin and land in the ocean. So I'll go ahead and get in here, get back into orbit of the moon, and see if we can get back to our command module. So we've made it in an orbit, ladies and gentlemen, and we are out of liquid fuel. Monoprop is what we have to work with. Let's go ahead and set Munar 1 as our target. And I don't know if we can get cheeky and meet up with him at any point. Yeah, actually right there. That's pretty good. And we can help help the craft along by switching to the command module whenever we need that. So how long is that? That is a 98 meter a second burn. Let's go ahead and go to our maneuver node with RCS, and we will just continue to use all of this up. And then if anything, we will hop in the command module and have Valentina join them. It might not be a bad idea to get into, say, a 50 by 50 orbit. But then again, time is ticking against us. We do have just 4 days to get this done. So we're going to go ahead and extend this orbit as much as we can with monoprop. And then this craft will be a dead stick. So there we go. We used up all of our monoprop with still 46 meters a second left. So now let's switch over to Munar 1 and Valentina and Rendezvous with our lander. All right, lander can is in sight. That is an excellent view for sure. Unfortunately, we are not able to help Valentina as far as the command module is concerned, as far as lining up the docking port, but we can go ahead and set that as the target. And we'll mosey on over there just a little bit. We'll use our RCS thrusters. We have plenty of RCS in the tank. So something like that. And then I think we can actually change over, yes indeed, to... Oh, that's right. We have nothing to pivot this thing by. All right, so Valentina might have to do a park here, and Jebediah and Bill will have to EVA, which is perfectly fine. We'll go ahead and grow, let's see, facing the target. And then we will roll. Well, we'll slow down. And then we'll roll to where we can see the docking hat, or the hatch in the sunlight, like that. And hold right there, if you please, Valentina. Just do a quick freezing blip. All right, Jebediah. EVA. And this thing is at, like, really, really bad. Whoa, 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 whoa. Let go. RCS, stabilize. Jebediah, if you please. Stabilize, stabilize, stabilize. Nope, 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 nope. There we go. Cancel your momentum. There we go. Save Jebediah. He used half of his pack just to right himself, but we're going back. We didn't lose sight of our command module and our lander. So that is pretty good. Yeah, let's increase our altitude here. That was a little bit hairy, wasn't it? All right, Jebediah. Now you can slow right down. It almost kind of looked like we were going to crash into the moon, as far as that was concerned. All right, slow down. There you go. Orientate yourself that way, and then we will just casually head on over. And we know whenever Bill comes out, to get him off of that ladder as quickly as possible. That was nuts indeed. All right, so there we go. F to grab. Jebediah, after giving us a little excitement, is back on board. All right, Bill, go ahead and EVA and let go. Get yourself orientated. Yeah, Bill is the the prudent one. The one who didn't decide to hop out and do some crazy stuff on that ladder. All right, Bill. You'll be all set here. No Kerbal left behind, even though Jebediah really wanted to go on a pretty big spacewalk. A pretty extreme spacewalk, if I must say so. All right, all three Kerbals are aboard. Now let's get home quick, fast, and in a hurry. We're coming on the light side here, so we want to thrust, add a maneuver, and go prograde right here until we see the periaps come down on Kerbin. So 2.9 million, 1.9 million, 1.6 million. Can we adjust the timing and get that down even more? 1 million. I like that. There we go. Now we're bringing that guy right down. Adjusting our timing a little bit. 397. And there is surface. So 29,000 should be good. And then we'll be able to see our landing zone. And that's going to be a 19-second burn here in about 20 minutes. So, I'll go ahead and get to our next maneuver and see you in a moment. All right, T-minus 10, we are going. We should be leaving the influence of the moon shortly and then dropping back to Kerbin. Now, they will have a specific landing path for us. No, we don't want target anymore. We want orbit. And cut. So 2.7 meters a second. Looks like we are going to hit the atmosphere. So we can actually wait until we're at our apoapse and then adjust that accordingly. And then we will fall back to Kerbin pretty quickly. All right, Munar escape is achieved. Let's go to our apoapse and add a little bit of speed. 34,000 meters, that's only going to be a 6.2 meter a second burn. And I was on time acceleration because of course I was. All right, let's go ahead and get to our maneuver. We should be able to slow right down. Something like that. I don't think I'm controlling from the right thing. Control from here, if you please. No, it says. So if we go prograde. Of course, we're speeding up to increase our orbit. I'm an idiot. All right, so let's go to 40. And then let's see where they want us to land. Let's go ahead and warp over here. All right, so it looks like it's going to be in the ocean, and it might actually come back around. Let's add a maneuver and adjust our inclination a bit. I mean, ideally, we kind of want to be going around the top. But I'm not sure where they want us to go. It kind of looks like it's going to be rotating around to the bottom. So we need to add our maneuver here. And do something like that to come over the ocean. Now that's a 23-second burn. And then we got to slow right down. But I think we can do it. We have enough fuel for it. And by the time the planet rotates around, we should be close enough. So we'll go ahead and warp to our next maneuver. We'll burn at T-minus 12. And we should be good. All right, SAS on to our maneuver, please. Looking for T-minus 12. All right, here we go. And there's Kerbin there. And we have plenty of fuel to do this. And hopefully the planet actually rotates around to where we can meet it at a good place. Ideally. But we do need to come down this time because we are on a sort of a truncated timetable. And that's going to complicate matters just a touch. So let's go ahead and add our maneuver and plan to land in the ocean, say... I'm not sure where this thing will be. But as it rotates around, it should be like right there. So another 35-second burn. So I'll go ahead and do that burn and be right back with you. T-minus 18. This should adjust our approach a little bit more. And with any luck, the planet will rotate under us in order to accommodate our maneuver here. But we do want to come down fairly quickly. And yeah, our periaps is dropping. That's almost going to dump us straight into the ocean. So we might pick up a little bit more speed. Who knows? And as this thing rotates around... No, we're going to miss it. It's going to be way the crap over there. Within 150,000 meters. I don't know if we can do it. So let's just add a maneuver. See if we can adjust our approach a bit. This is going to burn up a lot of fuel, though, in order to try to get this right. And we don't have enough time to go around again, I don't believe. I mean, we can try it. We can try to pivot our orbit around like so. Get out of the atmosphere, do like an inclination change and come on back. How much fuel is that going to be? Another 26-second burn, and I don't know if we actually have enough to do that. We may end up... I mean, we can try to skim the atmosphere a bit, but we're going to miss it, unfortunately. It's not going to rotate around enough. So, I mean, we're pretty dedicated right here. The best we can do is not burn up. That's going to be the next thing. So let's just do that, get our periaps kind of high, and not get killed. Oh man, that's a bummer. I wanted to really knock this one out of the park, but unfortunately it's not meant to be with our truncated timetable. Alright, let's go ahead and get our maneuver done. T-minus 7 seconds. So we're going to do this to not hit the atmosphere so hard. And then once we're in the atmosphere, we can try to adjust our approach just a touch. Because we're at like 45. So if, like from here, we add a maneuver and we try to burn as much as we can downward until our fuel runs out, that may be worth something. I mean, it's worth a shot. We can try it. So, T-minus 30 seconds or so. And what we don't want to do is skim out of the atmosphere. Which we might end up doing. I'll keep a look at this, and as long as we are under 70, we'll be okay. And besides, we don't have the fuel to even do this whole maneuver anyway. But it was worth a shot. Alright, let's cut that. Let's get our periapsis here. We're going to be in the atmosphere doing a rotation. I mean, we might as well try. Something like that, maybe? Maybe we can skim a little bit. I don't think we want to do that. We'll try to do something like that. 1 minute and 30. Yeah, so at 45 seconds, we're going to burn, and we're going to burn for everything we've got. And that will be the end of us as far as fuel is concerned. All right, so we're interacting with the atmosphere a bit. T-minus 45. We're going to go for it. And we are going to burn as much as we can, deflect. And then once we're out of fuel, we'll go ahead and go retrograde, pop the Pop the module. And set down. All right, that's it. Retrograde, if you please. And... all right, we're ready to set down. Now we're at the mercy of Sir Isaac Newton. Apoapс is coming down fairly quickly, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. We need to really keep slowing down here. And if we have to do another lap around the planet, that may set us back. Unfortunately, I think we're going to have to. What is our period? 21 minutes. So it's not a bad approach. Hopefully next time we'll slow down enough. So we did splash down. We got a total score of 73-75, and it is a shame that we did not land in that bay. I think that would have been a gold. But we got our silver, and we got the Saint badge. All Kerbals survived, which is excellent. Jebediah, Bill, and Valentina live to fly another day, and that's what it's all about. So, that will do it for this mission, ladies and gentlemen. The next one is the final mission, Acapello 15. Second natural satellite, build a vessel capable of taking the rover to Minmus and bringing back the precious load to Kerbin. So, we're going to Minmus, but we're going to be driving there. Quite the road trip, if I must say. We need to go to a digging point, extract an ore, go to a next digging zone. Seems like fun, but that should be our last episode of Kerbal Space Program unless you want to see me do a career mode in this setting here. Look forward to that. But that's going to do it for me in this episode of Kerbal Space Program. Ladies and gentlemen, like, share, and subscribe if you are so bold. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you in the next Kerbal Space Program video. Take care.